Hey guys, it's Christine, also known as IvyWinter. I've been thinking about this next topic for a while. It's something I've experienced myself, and I feel like a lot of people ask. And that is, how, as a Disney veteran, do I bring someone who has never been in Disney before, or who hasn't been in so many years that they completely forget what it's like? And I've been here with friends, I've been here with significant others, I've dealt with people who were super gung-ho and excited to go, I've dealt with people who were really critical about going. And either way, they were new to the parks, new to the experience, and there's a lot to take in if you don't know it the way that a lot of us do. You know, we are big fans and we're in the weeds of knowing that 180 days out we need to book restaurants and 60 days out we need to book fast passes and how magic bands work and like all of that. That is already innate to us. But these people don't know that. And I think that's the first thing that you need to think of when you approach planning this vacation with them, is that they don't know as much as you, and it's a lot of information. So it's smart for you to handle that information with them little by little. So starting with booking the resort hotels, and not really talking about Fast Pass Plus or anything of that yet. Just sitting down and saying, hey, so let's go over some of the resorts and see where we want to stay and see what our budget is, and let's look at the website and look at all the theming and kind of starting off from there. And then when it is 180 days out for restaurant reservations, or I guess a little before, so you can be well prepared, sitting down and saying, hey, so we have to do restaurant reservations soon. Do we want to sit at any table service restaurants? Here's some that I think you would really like. Here's a list of others that maybe you want to look through. I think approaching these people with little bits of detail when it's necessary is important, because there's a lot going on with the Disney vacation, and a lot more if you just take out just restaurants and parks and you're talking about all the other extracurricular stuff, golfing, spas, water sports, all of those things. There is so much, and I think the first thing you don't want to do is overwhelm a person with all of this information. So definitely take it step by step and let them know on an as needed basis what information you need to know, and then bring them into the planning. And again, this is going to depend on the kind of person, right? So like when I went with my boyfriend recently, he is not a planner. We are very opposite ends. I plan like a crazy person. He loves being spontaneous. Because of that, he didn't really care about the planning that much and trusted me to kind of make the plans. And he did weigh in on things like, hey, what color do you want your magic band to be? Or does this time for dinner make sense to you? But otherwise, he kind of entrusted me with that. And some people are going to be like that, so just go with it. If they're really people who don't like to plan, don't force them to plan, because you're just going to frustrate them and they're not going to care. But if they are people who normally like to be involved in planning, then get them involved. Make sure you let them know that their voice matters, that this isn't just you trying to take reign of the whole vacation because you know what you're doing. You want to make them feel like they're included. You want to know that they're picking the things that they want to do. This vacation is about them as much as it is you. And it might even be more so about them because this is a new experience for them. So definitely include them if it makes sense, but don't push it on people where it doesn't make sense. Then I think when you're down there, I think the biggest thing that I learned coming out of it is, if someone isn't enjoying something, that's totally okay. And I think I got a little almost offended when sometimes my boyfriend found certain things not as exciting as I normally do. And I realized it's not because it was Disney specifically, it's because he's not a big amusement park person. No matter what the theming is and how well they take care of you, he still does not like waiting in line for 40 minutes, and it was unbearably hot when we went, and so that was making him cranky. And I think sometimes we need to set aside our own personal feelings about a place that we care about so much and understand that someone else may or may not love it as much as you do. So if you find that the person you're with is getting a little cranky or kind of not enjoying certain things, then one, accept that they're not you and they don't have to like the things that you like. And two, let them have a break. If they want to go back to the hotel and like chill at the pool or like have a few hours break from the park and you're a gun-ho person, like that's okay. Let them have that break. Either make compromise and go back with them so they understand that you care about how they're feeling, or if they're, a very individual person, they can definitely go and you can stay in the parks. But I think it's just completely understanding that for some people, it's just not the same thing as it is for all of us. However, if you're on the flip side and somebody's super enjoying everything, then, make sure that you don't fall into too much of a trap of now we're doing everything that they want to do to the detriment of your joy. If you're someone who's like, I've been so many times, I don't care what we do, we can do their entire plan and go on all of their rides, then cool. But if they keep pulling you in one direction and you really want to go to the other, there's a fine line of like, I want them to have a great time, so I'm gonna always do what they want to do, and then feeling like you're not doing anything that you want to do. So that's where the planning ahead of time comes into play, is like really letting them know what you find most enjoyable and trying to make them aware of that ahead of time so that you can still do those things when you get down there. But I think it's also just being completely honest and trying to work in the things that you like into the schedule. And it's a push and pull, right? Like you don't want to be like, okay, me, now we're doing everything I want to do. It's definitely a delicate balance of trying to keep people happy. I think the other thing that sometimes we do as people who are veterans of the parks is play tour guide. And if that's something that you really enjoy, go for it. I kind of enjoy inundating people with like the facts that I know and all of that information. But again, don't let it be to the detriment of your vacation, feeling like you need to shuffle this person around and kind of tell them what to do and always be worrying about how they're doing. Give them the My Disney Experience app ahead of time. Explain to them how to read the map. Let them sort of take more charge of the situation so you don't feel like you're the one who's like cattling everybody around and, trying to be the person to get plans going, get people moving to this ride or that ride, because it kind of sucks. I've been there before too, and you definitely don't want to seem like you're babysitting because the person doesn't know what to do. So again, this is about really sitting down and, explaining about each park and all the rides in each park and how they can know which way they're going and, all of that good stuff so that they feel like they are armed with enough information to like make their own decisions without needing to look to you all the time for what to do next. And in the end, I think this kind of comes back to something I said earlier, but like, you hope for the best and you hope that they really enjoy it, and maybe they will and you've converted yet another person, which is awesome. And if they don't take it personal. I know a lot of people, like when somebody doesn't like the thing that you love, you feel almost like it's a personal attack, and it isn't. And you have to understand that not everybody is going to enjoy that for a variety of reasons. But be thankful that they took the time to go with you because they understood that you love it so much. And so that should be awesome enough in itself. And maybe they're not going to come back with you again in 6 months or next year, but they still took the time to have this experience because they cared enough about you to want to go. And, just keep going with your other Disney freak friends if that friend or person in general, isn't really into it. And that's about it. I mean, there isn't too much to say on that. I think the most important points are, be prepared, bring them in onto the planning if they're interested in that. Don't beat them over the head with too much information at once, and don't be upset if they end up not liking everything that you like, because they're their own person too. Alright guys, thanks so much. If you have other tips for how to handle bringing a new person, a new visitor to Disney World, please leave them in the comments below. I would love to hear them, or you can tweet at me at IvyWinterYT. Thanks again for watching another video. I super appreciate it. If you want to see more Disney videos, please subscribe. If you want to see my video game videos, please subscribe. And yeah, that's it. Have a great rest of the day. Bye.